While most people are trying to prove they have value, there are women who simply have presence. They do not need designer handbags or visible logos. There is something about them that creates an invisible distance between the ordinary and the refined. The average woman tries to imitate by buying more. The woman with refined presence understands the codes of silent reading. I noticed this the other day when I was at a high-profile social restaurant. There was a woman sitting 3 tables ahead. Basic clothing, no flashy jewelry, discreet purse. But when the sommelier approached, his tone of voice changed. His posture changed. The level of attention changed. So what did she have that the others did not? She did not need to prove anything. And that, my dear friend, is silent power. If you want to make the right impression without looking like you are trying too hard, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a like. I am Carol, and here at Lucrative Elegance, I teach you how to turn your elegance into something profitable. Because yes, elegance opens doors that money alone cannot open. The difference between looking like a common woman trying too hard and looking naturally refined lies in micro-habits that build long-term presence. And I will give them to you, one by one. First micro-habit: wake up 15 minutes earlier just to have a peaceful breakfast. The average woman wakes up already late, already stressed, already rushing. She has breakfast standing up, in pajamas, watching bad news on her phone while chewing a burnt piece of toast. The woman with elegant presence wakes up before the chaos begins. She calibrates her own rhythm before entering the world. It is in the silence of breakfast that you adjust your tone of voice for the entire day. Women who move through selective environments do not speak loudly early in the morning. They do not start the day in a rush. They warm up the engine slowly, like someone driving a luxury car who knows there is no need to prove speed. Remember Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's? She was eating a croissant in front of Tiffany's at 7 in the morning, wearing that iconic black dress. She was not rushing to catch the subway, biting into a cereal bar wrapped in aluminum foil. She was present, calm, composed. She had time. Haste is the mortal enemy of elegance. When you are rushing from the moment you wake up, you carry that energy into the world. People feel it. They cannot explain it, but they feel it. You lose environmental awareness because you are trapped inside your own anxiety. So, wake up 15 minutes earlier. Set the table. Do not throw the bread on the plate carelessly. Use a real cup, not that horrible thermal mug you drink from in traffic like a CrossFit athlete heading into battle. Sit down. Breathe. Exist without rushing. You will notice your posture naturally improves. Your tone of voice becomes lower, more controlled. You stop seeming like someone who is always one step behind her own life. And that is something no etiquette course teaches. Here is the mistake no one notices but everyone makes. Thinking elegance begins when you get dressed. Elegance begins when you wake up. Second micro habit: finish your shower with cold water. This may sound silly, I know, but promise me you will try it before you judge it. Cold water at the end of your shower tightens pores, improves circulation, makes the skin firmer, the hair shinier, and the eyes more alert. It does not have to be 5 minutes of Arctic torture under freezing water like those crazy motivational coaches on Instagram. 30 seconds already make an incredible difference. But the best part is not the effect on your skin, it is the psychological effect. The average woman leaves the shower sluggish, with that face that says, "I need 3 more hours of sleep," dragging her slippers, still in a robe at 10 in the morning because she has no will to start the day. The woman with elegant presence leaves the shower awake, alert, ready, with energy, with drive, with that vibrant look that makes a difference in any environment. She does not look tired, careless, or sloppy. She looks like she is in control. And this micro habit is a cheap trick, literally free, that puts you in that state. It is the most accessible way to give your body a shock of presence. I hate cold water. I hate it from the bottom of my soul. But I do it every day because it works. And listen, people notice. I have been asked 3 times this month if I changed my skincare routine, if I had a facial treatment, or if I did something different to my hair. I just throw cold water on my face every day like a masochist and walk out of the bathroom looking like someone who has her life together. The average woman seeks comfort all the time. The woman with high-level presence knows that small discomforts build discipline, and discipline builds presence. Third micro habit, have a nightly hand care ritual. This part you need to hear calmly. Hands are the business card you do not control. You can hide old shoes under the table at a dinner, but your hands are always visible. Always. They gesture when you speak. They hold the wine glass, they hand over your business card, they greet important people. The average woman neglects her hands. She invests in clothes, hair, and makeup, but the hands are dry, cuticles messy, nails chipped or with week-old polish. It is the detail that reveals a lack of time, lack of structure, and lack of self-care. The woman who moves through high-level social circles treats her hands as an absolute priority. Not because she is vain, because she understands that well-cared-for hands communicate an organized life, and an organized life communicates class. Every night before sleeping, moisturize your hands as if it were a sacred ritual. It is not about quickly applying lotion while checking your phone and answering the school mom group chat. It is about sitting down, massaging slowly, gently pushing back the cuticles, feeling the texture of your skin improving. It takes 3 minutes. 3. I do this religiously since a coworker, who earns much less than I do, by the way, looked at my hands during lunch and said, "Wow, you must work a lot, right?" The comment was subtle, but it hurt more than if she had insulted me. I got the message. My hands were sending an image I did not want to project. So now I take care of my hands as if they were worth $1 million. Because in people's perception, impeccable hands mean control over details, which means belonging to another level. Is it unfair? Maybe. But it is real. And I prefer to play the game knowing the rules. If you do only this, you will already be ahead of 90% of women. Before we continue, I need to tell you something. Do you know these silent reading codes I am teaching you? There is much more. So much more. And I have put it all in my course, Look Rich Without Spending Much. This course is not about spending money. It is about understanding how women who move in high-belonging circles behave, speak, choose, dress, and carry themselves. These are the visual, behavioral, and social codes that make you be treated completely differently, without having to say a word about who you are. When you learn these codes, you stop spending on the wrong things and start investing in what really matters to build a presence that commands respect effortlessly. Some women will continue buying more of the same, thinking that is what brings transformation. Others will learn the right codes and never again have to explain who they are. And listen, the price is currently on sale. Do not come asking me later when the discount will return. The link is in the description. Fourth micro habit, have 5 minutes of total silence every day. It can be in the morning before everyone wakes up. It can be in the afternoon when you close the office door. It can be before going to bed. But it must be you and absolute silence. No phone, no music, no podcast, nothing. Just you and yourself. The average woman is addicted to constant stimulation. She wakes up checking her phone while still in bed. She works with music playing. She eats lunch watching a show. She works out with headphones. She drives listening to a podcast. She falls asleep with the TV on. Her brain never, ever rests. So she lives in a state of constant alert, chronic anxiety, and sensory overload that shows up in her tense face, slouched posture, and high-pitched, rushed tone of voice. The woman with elegant presence has something the average woman does not have: inner calm. That stillness that seems to come from within, that is not shaken by small inconveniences, that does not scream in traffic, that does not lose her composure when something goes wrong. And that does not come from having money. It comes from having control over her own mind. It comes from training silence. Claire Underwood did this before every important meeting in Congress, in the series House of Cards. 1 minute of absolute silence before entering the room. Eyes closed. Controlled breathing. It is not spirituality. It is a presence strategy. It is energy calibration. 5 minutes of silence a day teach you how to return to yourself. They teach you that you do not have to be constantly connected to everything and everyone. They teach you to recognize the difference between external noise and your internal voice. They give you that aura of calm that people notice, admire, and cannot explain. I do this every afternoon, after lunch. I close the office door, sit in the armchair, put my phone on silent, and just stay there. At first, it is uncomfortable. You do not know what to do with yourself. You feel restless. It feels like a waste of time. But with time, you start to enjoy it. You begin to need it. You start to notice when the day goes by and you did not do it. It feels like you are off balance, out of alignment. And here is the secret no one tells you. Women with high presence are not calmer because they have fewer problems. They are calmer because they train silence. They know how to return to themselves. Fifth microhabit. Always carry a small perfume in your bag and reapply midday. Remember this. Elegance is long-term memory. The average woman thinks elegance is buying the trendy perfume, the one everyone is wearing because they saw it on TikTok. The woman with refined presence knows elegance is being remembered by her own scent, not by the scent of the moment. By her scent. Scent is memory. It is invisible luxury. It is permanence. When you pass through selective environments and your scent lingers in the room after you leave, you also remain. People may not remember exactly what you were wearing, but they will remember that you smelled good. Incredibly good. And the average woman completely underestimates this. Have you noticed that those impeccable women always have a nice scent even late in the afternoon, even after lunch, even after a long meeting? It is not luck. It is not a $1,000 perfume. It is a presence strategy. Liquid perfume in the bag leaks, breaks, gets heavy, draws attention when you open your purse to reapply. Solid perfume is discreet, fits anywhere, and you can reapply it in 5 seconds in the bathroom, between meetings, before walking into an important dinner. When you smell good all day, people associate you with obsessive attention to detail, care, and sophistication. Even if you are wearing a fast fashion dress and a no-name handbag, the scent overpowers the rest. The scent rewrites the narrative. I discovered this in an elevator with a female executive who clearly earned 10 times more than I did. Her perfume was so present, so well chosen, so her, that I became obsessed. I asked her what it was. She smiled and said, "It is not the perfume. It is the consistency." So I did some research, and I understood. She reapplied, always, before every important engagement, like retouching lipstick but with much more impact. Smelling good all day is not about vanity. It is about permanence. Now, here is the raw truth no one tells you. These micro habits will not make you rich. They will not make you wake up tomorrow with a 7-digit bank account, but they will make people treat you as if you were. And in the real world, perception is everything. When you are perceived as someone of higher class, you receive different treatment, different opportunities, different connections. Doors that do not open for everyone begin to open for you. Not because you asked, because you belong. Because you have presence that commands respect effortlessly. The average woman spends money trying to buy elegance. The woman with refined presence builds elegance through micro habits that become invisible, yet undeniable. While most women are spending money on expensive clothes to look rich, you will be investing in behavioral codes that build a genuine, natural elegance. Impossible to fake, impossible to buy. And that, no one can take away from you. You can lose money, you can lose status, you can lose things. But refined presence? Once you build it, it is yours forever. So, which of these micro habits will you start today? Tell me in the comments. And if this video changed the way you think about what elegance really is, share it with that friend who needs to hear this. Because true elegance is not about keeping secrets. It is about lifting those around you. This is Carol from Lucrative Elegance. I am not an AI. I will see you in the next video.